Kia ora whānau, welcome back. Wellness Wednesday with me. I'm Troy from Black Dog Survivors and Support Riders, and welcome to the Black Dog Lounge. Tonight we wrap up our mini-series where we took a look at stress and how our body reacts in stressful situations versus mental health triggers and how that creates for us some psychological distress. Stick around, we're going to tidy things up tonight, hopefully, and we'll see how we get on. So stay tuned. Welcome back. So, stress. What is stress? We looked at what stress was, and we discovered that stress is a natural biological response to potentially dangerous or threatening situations. On the flip side, we also looked at what mental health triggers were, and we talked about mental health triggers as being external events or situations that cause some form of psychological distress. And in putting this little mini-series together, I discovered quite a lot, not just about my mental health triggers and how I respond in everyday stressful situations, but I suppose I also discovered that if I don't address what is stressing me out, the physiological symptoms of not dealing with it lead to some very similar mental health symptoms of psychological distress. So I suppose, I hope that was clear. Stressful situations, if we don't deal with them, can create for us some ongoing persistent mental health challenges that are very, very similar to what we might be living with on a day-to-day basis. So for me with bipolar, for example, if I'm very, very stressed out, I might be experiencing disruptions in my sleep pattern, not being able to eat properly for days and days. I might have some symptoms of irritable bowel. I might be short-tempered or irritable, for example, and I might also lose interest in those activities that I once found incredibly interesting. Now, and that's a sort of a natural reaction to that stress, that ongoing stress that I haven't dealt with. But in bipolar, those same symptoms that I just described could be a sign that I am psychologically distressed, that I am either heading into a period of mania, or I'm in the middle of mania. I might be depressed or heading towards a depressive episode. I might be. It might actually describe some of the symptoms of my drug use. But the reality is that it's probably more likely to be a description of how my body is reacting to that everyday stress. And that's why I think it's important that we understand the similarities and the differences between how we react in stressful situations and how we respond to our mental health triggers, and the understanding that they're similar, but shit, they're different too. And why is it important? For me, if I went to a doctor after a period of ongoing everyday stressful events and situations, say for example I lost my job and I split up with my wife, and my dog left me, and a whole range of other different things, and bills and all of that, and I had an accident on the motorbike, etc., etc. Those are all stressful events and situations that have happened in my life over a period of time, and I go to a doctor. I describe to him my symptoms, the sleep, the appetite, the loss of interest, the anxiety, etc., etc. And the doctor's listening, and he prescribes me a range of anti-anxieties, antidepressants, mood stabilizers, and some sleeping tablets. And perhaps because I've lost interest in sex, he may even prescribe me with some Viagra. And if I didn't know the difference, I might think, oh, great, this is gonna fix things for me. And I think that's where the problem is that whilst I'm taking these pills, I'm not actually doing anything to deal with or to resolve those everyday stressful situations. I'm not actually doing anything to fix or to change what is causing me stress. I am assuming that I am struggling with psychological distress that is related to my mental health diagnoses or the mental health challenges that I live with. And that's why I think it's really important. So, I want to hear from you. I want you to drop a comment in the box below. Let me know if you think I'm onto something here. Let me know if you think that there are some learnings that you've discovered in watching this series, and let me know your thoughts. I really, really want to hear from you guys. Stress, a natural biological reaction to potentially dangerous situations, versus mental health triggers, which are external events or situations that cause or lead us to some form of psychological distress. So thanks for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed this mini-series. I hope it was clear. Next week, we'll be taking a look at something quite different on the mental health and well-being front. I don't know what it is yet. I'm waiting for inspiration. So if you've got any ideas, please feel free to drop a comment in the box below as well. So until next week, please take care. Please stay safe and stay healthy. And much love to you all. And we'll see you next week.